video here, and I actually had time to add something to what we had talked about, so that we could have a discussion about a few different things. So a couple weeks ago, we looked at what we call perceived contradictions in Scripture. Now, it was not an exhaustive list. It is not an exhaustive list, but some of the material that's in here, we went over most of it together, and we had a really great conversation. And I got that posted online and really enjoyed everybody's contribution for all of that. Then I told you at that point that we were going to talk, the next time we met, we were going to discuss perceived contradictions in Scripture, focused on Passover week, Holy Week, the week of crucifixion, whatever you want to call it. And so here are the questions. And like I said, I did add one, and so I'm going to give that to you so we can kind of divide and conquer here in a few minutes. But the first question is, yes.
Is that John 19:14?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Odd verse.
Wrong verse?
An odd verse.
Yes, it is an odd verse. In fact, well, I'm hoping that we will all practice good hermeneutics in saying, maybe I should read the verses around these verses and get some context in it, because that will help a great deal. These are just the particular verses that we're supposed to pick out, and I may have put the wrong one up there, and if I did, I'll fix that. So the first thing we're going to try to talk through, and I'm going to give everybody a chance to kind of circle up here in a minute and talk to some people around you. We want to know, when did Jesus cleanse the temple? There seemed to be a discrepancy from Matthew 21 and Mark 11. Okay, so we're gonna have a couple people talk about that here in a few minutes. Then Matthew 21 again and Mark 11. There's a fig tree problem that we've got. The fig tree problem. We've got Jesus cursing a fig tree. And one account says that he curses the fig tree and the fig tree immediately dies. And we've got another account that says he curses the fig tree, but then it doesn't die until the following day. So that's a question. When did the fig tree die? And did somebody get it wrong? We got to talk about that. Third, did Jesus die before or after the temple curtain was torn? Now we've got three scriptures we have to deal with here. Matthew 27, Luke 15, and Mark 23. Each of them has an account of the crucifixion, and each of them speaks to the notion of, at the time Jesus was crucified, it is recorded that the temple curtain, the curtain that separated the Holy of Holies from everything else, was torn from top to bottom. But the question is, when did that happen? Did it happen before he died, or did it happen after he died? And when I say that these are perceived contradictions, what I mean and what we're talking about is these are questions that have come up throughout the years. These are not new questions, but these are questions that have come up throughout the years that people who are truly looking for something to challenge have done so. Sometimes they're doing it out of, I hesitate to use this word, but sometimes people do it out of spite. Other times people are doing it because they genuinely see a problem and they're trying to reconcile. And that's the way a good number of these are. Fourth, did Jesus carry his own cross or not? John 19 or Matthew 27. One text seems to indicate that Jesus had to carry his own cross the entire way to Golgotha. One text indicates that he did not, that he had some help. And a lot of people in here probably know that story, but we've got to figure out what's going on. We've got to figure out if there's a way to reconcile that. The one that I added, because I didn't get a chance to put it here, was Jesus on the cross, or was he in Pilate's court at the 6th hour of the day of crucifixion? Now that seems real specific, but when you have Gospels that are giving you chronology, when they actually tell you what hour of the day something is happening, and they seem to contradict, this has been something that people have asked questions about. So we need to look at it ourselves. And then the last one that we're going to end with is the one that is, in my honest opinion, the one that could be the most difficult. And that is this one, Matthew 12:40. It is the sign of Jonah. 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth versus the actual days and nights of Jesus' death and resurrection. When you look at this at face value, you cannot get 3 days and 3 nights into Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday morning. 72 hours just doesn't cut it. So there's either something else going on, we've misunderstood, or somebody's wrong. And we've got to deal with that, okay? So, what I'd like for us to do is the same kind of thing we did last time. I'd like for us to kind of circle up and have a few little groups to chat, because we've had some time to look at this, and hopefully you have. And so I want to just give people a chance to kind of get their thoughts together about what they're seeing. And so let me look around the room and see how many people we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people over here. So we have 14 humans, and we've got 6 little categories. Let's do 5 categories, and we'll do this one together. So about Jesus cleansing the temple, can I get you 3 ladies to research for a minute, and so let's talk about Jesus cleansing the temple, and we're going to have y'all talk about that in a few minutes. If I could get either you move or y'all turn around and talk to Stephen, if y'all can deal with the fig tree, okay? If y'all could deal with the fig tree, I would appreciate that.
We got the fig tree.
Let's see. Back here in the back, we've got the temple curtain. So if I could get you 2.
That's the one I couldn't answer.
Oh, well, then this is good. So if I can get the 2 of y'all, in fact, why don't you 2 turn around and y'all join them, and y'all are going to deal with the temple curtain. And then why don't the 4 of you come together and y'all deal with what's going on. In fact, I'm going to give y'all 2 of them. Okay, y'all are special. I'm going to give y'all.
Kate and Blake are coming.
Are they coming? They're right there.
What are you doing over there?
They're going to talk to Stephen. They want to talk to Stephen tonight. So I tell you what, I'll give y'all the choice. Y'all can either deal with Jesus on the cross or in Pilate's court at the 6th hour, or you can deal with did Jesus carry us on the cross or not. Which one would you like? No, just like my students. I tell you what, why don't y'all take this one? Okay. Was Jesus on the cross or on Pilate's court at the 6th hour of the day? Mark 15 and John 19. So read around that. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I want you to take a look at the scriptures in question, and then we're going to pull it together and we're going to talk it through. Okay? So for our video, I'm going to pause. This is the end of part 1, and we'll post that.